YouTube, welcome. Here we have the CZ Scorpion EVO III 9mm carbine. For many years I've wanted to get a 9mm rifle and could not decide on what model I wanted, and I've had my eye on this for some time. I've seen the reviews. I cannot think of any practical reason to own this rifle other than I wanted it. And so now here we are. Many dollars later, I am the proud owner of this rifle. It has a lot of good features, and a few we'll talk about. You've probably heard of several of them. A couple of nice things that I like about it. A lot of people think this is actually a shorter barrel rifle in this platform, but it's actually a 16-inch barrel. That nice looking silencer fake suppressor is actually basically just a barrel cover. It's a nice touch. It makes it look good, but doesn't actually do much else for it. I have taken this to the range. Got a couple of hundred rounds through it. It is a very fun shooter. The sights are very good. They're very accurate. I did think about possibly putting a red dot on this, but I don't see any point other than I like to spend money on stuff. So it may get a red dot after all, but I don't think you really need it. The sights are really good for the intended range of this rifle. I think they will get the job done for you. Again, this is a great rifle if you know what you're getting it for. I know a lot of people say they want to get it for maybe home defense, any other possible uses that they can come up with. Probably use my Remington 870 for home defense, or a good half dozen different pistols or so, but this is an option. If you do like to customize your weapons, I think this will be a treat for you. I think some of those customizations may be out of necessity. We'll talk about some of the potential pitfalls and problems when this rifle becomes a nice customization and when it may be becoming a money pit. You've probably heard of some of the issues. Number one on the list is this Ambidextrous Safety. When you're at the gun store and you're trying to give a little test spin of this rifle, none of these features really stick out to you like they could possibly be a problem. At least they didn't to me. But when you go to the range and you put a couple of hundred rounds through this safety will eat into you. It is very poorly designed, and it's probably the number one issue that people seek to replace, for good reason. A couple other issues. You've probably heard of this one too. Here is the stock grip that came on this. It's very slick, very unassuming, but actually gives a very terrible angle. The way it raises up your elbows to make you fire this weapon. It's very uncomfortable. Just very poorly designed. I know there's reasons I've seen that CZ developed this that helps come into the lower receiver and keep pressure on this and all that, but as we can see from the grip that's on it, there are other options. I went on the internet, was looking for replacement grips for this rifle. Came down to 3 that I found. This one is from Yeti Wurks. It's called their switchback grip, and this is actually their generation 2. Upon a little investigation, the original generation 1, I think it was kind of a haphazard quick development by Yeti Wurks. They just wanted to be one of the first to get a grip handle out, and it's good that they did. But the Generation 1 had an issue of when you install this handle into the fully forward position, you can actually not get this lower off without, taking back off this handle. And if you brought it back into the back position, it created a big gap. Well, not big gap, but noticeable ugly gap, which made the rifle look very unprofessional. So they've come out with this Generation 2, which promised to solve that problem. And I was going to do a little install video, but I saw there's several of those already out there. And this literally took me 1 minute. I took that screw out, the Allen wrench, slid this back on there, put it back on. It was literally a minute and a half. So very simple upgrade. Going back to the money pit issue. Looks like a nice rifle. There's $50 into this handle. There were 3 companies that I looked at, and this was probably the best reviewed out of the 3. And I must say, for $50 when it arrived, I was a little underwhelmed. This thing is slick. And when I mean slick, it has no grip. There's nothing on the front. Just my fingers slide very freely. And that's without being sweaty. My hands are dry. You get this to the range and you get sweaty, you're not going to have any grip on this. I was a little disappointed in that. I don't understand why they didn't make a little better grip, especially on the back and front there. They were very proud. They do have a little Magpul style secret compartment that serves no function for me. It does change the grip angle significantly. I'm very pleased with that. It does make the rifle look better appearance-wise. I just wish they would have put a little bit more thought into actually making a grip, have some grip on it, for $50. So hopefully in the future, someone like Magpul may come out with a grip for this if CZ starts putting out enough units, but then that's more money to replace the grip. Again. So other things, I did order from HB Industries. I will replace this with an AK style lever safety. If you notice, with this new grip, it does kind of take that safety out of the way for the most part. But I had to have it. I had to have the grip. I didn't like the grip angle. So I just decided to replace all of it. But there's a little bit more money here. At the gun store, this doesn't seem to be a problem either when you're testing this out. But again, once you get to the range, you start doing that repeatedly. That mag release, it does kind of wear on the fingers too. So from HB Industries, I did go ahead and order their duckbill mag release. I think that's going to be an improvement. I won't say too much about the trigger. This is a standard style battle trigger. This is just something that I think was designed for the troops just to get out. It's probably very cheap overseas, and over here we get kind of the markup premium pricing on this. I did order a replacement trigger from HB Industries. Didn't have to. Combat trigger's combat trigger. But I had to have it. I wanted to spend some money. So this unit, like many others, I found out has a welded screw in the assembly that you have to drill through if you want to replace the trigger and the spring. And just on accident, I happened to find out that CZ is actually going to be nice enough. They're going to replace this lower that apparently does not require that screw. And so instead of drilling through that screw, I said, well, I will just wait and get the new unit. And so I'm actually currently on a waiting list to get that replacement. So, good rifle. I know the way I'm talking about is I'm kind of downing on it some, but just know what you're getting, know why you're getting it. If you're like me and just like spending some money, or if you like doing a lot of customization, this has a lot of potential to become SBR, put suppressor on it. So it's got a lot of good points to it, but you could have to prepare yourself to spend a lot of extra money to get this where you want it. I'm trying to get a good picture of that grip. Grip does look good. I just wish it was functional. I think it has the bare minimum to meet that qualification. But overall, it is an improvement. I just wish it was probably a $20 improvement instead of a $50 improvement. But you know, it is what it is. And one other dilemma, just for those that would be interested, before I ordered this, I found out Talon Grip does make a grip for this original stock handle. So that was a little dilemma. I knew if I kept this, I could put a really nice grip on it, but the grip angle was so bad, so poor, that I had to go with the replacement. And I'll come up with something here. And for this, I have not put any Loctite on that. They do, and then little labeled say put some Loctite on it, and the replacement screw is a little bit looser than the original. So if I decide to keep that on there, which I probably will, I'll go ahead and put some Loctite on it. Well, there we go. The Yeti Wurks CZ Scorpion EVO III switchback grip. Hope you enjoyed it.